Welcome to another amazing section with the Elite Tutor, where learning is made simple. And in today's video, we are going to be looking at the concept of price elasticity of demand. Firstly, we can talk about the concept of price elasticity of demand without looking at the concept of elasticity of demand itself. Now, what do we mean by elasticity of demand? Elasticity of demand can be defined or can be seen as the degree of responsiveness of the quantity of a commodity in relation to changes in any of its determinants. I come again. Elasticity of demand looks at the degree of responsiveness of the quantity of a commodity in relation to changes in any of its determinants. Now, when we talk about its determinants, we are looking at the factors affecting demand because we are looking at the elasticity of demand. We are looking at the factors affecting demand. But in today's video, we are going to be looking at the price elasticity of demand. So what do we mean? We are simply looking at price being the factor affecting the quantity demanded. So when we say price elasticity of demand, we are looking at the degree of responsiveness of the quantity of a commodity in relation to changes in price. Now, when looking at price elasticity of demand, in this video, we are going to be looking at three types of elasticity of demand. We are going to be looking at the elastic demand, and we are going to be looking at the inelastic demand, and also the unitary demand. Now, when we say elastic demand, please pay attention. Price demand is said to be elastic when a small change in price leads to a large change or a greater change in the quantity demanded. When a small change in price, when price increases by 2% and then the quantity demanded increases by 50%, a small change in price leading to a larger change in quantity demanded. And when we look at elastic demand, we are simply looking at when demand is greater than one. Now we have the second type of elasticity of demand. We have inelastic demand. When we say inelastic demand, we are simply saying a large change in price leads to a small change in quantity demanded. A large change in price leads to a small change in quantity demanded. And finally, when we say unitary demand, we are simply saying an equal change in price leads to an equal change in quantity demanded. What do we mean? We are simply saying that if price increases by 5%, the quantity demanded also increases by 5%. An equal change in price leads to an equal change in quantity demanded. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you one of the easiest formula to solving any question or calculation involving price elasticity of demand. So I want you to follow closely. Now, when we are asked to calculate the price elasticity of demand, we have the formula to be percentage change in quantity demanded over percentage change in price. We have that elasticity, E for elasticity is percentage change in demand over percentage change in price. Now, this is the formula that is being used to solve our elasticity of demand. But now I'm going to be breaking down this formula. Now, when we talk about percentage change in demand, which is still known as percentage change in quantity demanded, in order for you to ascertain it, it is simply your old quantity minus your new quantity divided by your old quantity multiplied by 100. We have that our percentage change in demand, we have that our old quantity, I'm going to be using QTY for short, for quantity. Our old quantity minus new quantity over old quantity multiplied by 100 over 1. Now, this is one of the easiest formula to get in our numerator, which is percentage change in quantity demanded. And for us to ascertain our percentage change in price, it is our new price minus old price divided by old price multiplied by 100. It is for us to get our denominator, we have that our new price minus old price divided by old price multiplied by 100 over 1. So with this formula, you can go ahead to solve any question involving price elasticity of demand. Our change in demand, we can solve that by using old quantity minus new quantity over divided by our old quantity multiplied by 100. Why are we using 100? Because we're looking at percentage. And then for our percentage change in price, our new price minus old price divided by old price times 100 over 1. Having said this, now let's look at this WAEC question. We are going to be using this formula to solve this WAEC question from 1998. Now let's look at the question. We have the price of commodity A in January giving us $5, and price of commodity A in February it's given at $7. Quantity bought, the quantity of A bought in January 20 kg, and the quantity bought in February is 16 kg. Now, please pay attention. The first thing you have to take into consideration is your ability to determine the old quantity and the new quantity. Your ability to determine the new price and the old price. And you can determine this by now. You can determine this by looking at the month. You have January and February. You can't get to February without passing January. So making January to be our old month, while February is our new month. So that means when we have price of commodity in January, this $5 here is our old price, while the $7 for February is our new price. Now, there are times when WAEC question can ask you that you should prepare the demand schedule. You are given a question. Now, this question is not asking us to prepare a demand schedule, but there are times when you are being instructed to prepare a demand schedule. What is this demand schedule? Your demand schedule is simply a table that shows the relationship between two variables, between two concepts. And what are these concepts? Price and quantity demanded. So now there are times when you can be asked to prepare a demand schedule. So with this question, let's prepare a demand schedule. Yes, they didn't ask us to prepare, but you might find a question like that. So let's prepare a demand schedule. So we have our demand schedule. So we have our price and we have our quantity. Now, the price of commodity A in January. So for the first month, our first month, which is January, which gives us our first price, we have what? $5. And for the second month, which is February, our price is $7. And the quantity bought for January is 20 kg. And the quantity bought is 16 kg. Now, we've been able to put this question into our demand schedule, showing the relationship between what? Price and quantity. That means when the price was 5, the quantity demanded was 20. And when the price increased to 7, the quantity demanded reduced to 16. Now, let me just chip this in. Now, this explains the law of demand. Our demand schedule also explains the law of demand, because the law of demand tells us that as the price of a commodity increases, what happens to the quantity demanded? The quantity demanded reduces. Now, if you look at this table, when price was 5, the quantity demanded was 20. Now, what happened when price increased from 5 to 7? Based on the law of demand, all things being equal, as price increases, what happens to the quantity? The quantity also reduced from 20 to 16. But that is not for today. Here, for this video, we are here to solve on the elasticity of demand. Now, we are asked, the first question, it says, we are asked to calculate percentage change in quantity bought. We are asked to calculate percentage change in quantity bought, which is the same thing as percentage change in quantity demanded. Percentage change in quantity bought is same thing as percentage change in quantity demanded. And in order for us to ascertain, we are going to be using this formula which I told you earlier. Our old quantity minus new quantity divided by old quantity multiplied by 100. So we want to what? We want to solve for what? Our I1. We have I1. Percentage change in quantity bought. So what is our old quantity? Our old quantity here is 20. Why is 20 our old quantity? Because that's the month of January. And our new quantity, which is February, the current month, based on this question, is 16. So our old quantity minus new quantity divided by our old quantity, which is what? 20 multiplied by 100. Now this gives us 20 minus 16 gives us 4. So we have 4 over 20 times 100. And then let's confirm from our calculator. 4 divided by 20 times 100, that gives us 20%. So that means the percentage change in quantity bought in this question is 20%. Now, II2 says calculate the percentage change in price of A. Just simply as well to calculate the percentage change in price. And how do we do that? We are going to involve our word formula, which is new price minus old price divided by old price multiplied by 100. Now, what is our new price? Our new price is the current month, which is the month of February. So our new price, which is, we want to calculate for II2, our new price, which is 7, minus old price, which is 5, divided by our old price, which is 5, multiplied by 100. So let's continue solving. 7 minus 5 gives us 2. So we have 2 over 5 multiplied by 100. So if we confirm from our calculator, 2 divided by 5 multiplied by 100, that gives us 40%. So what does this mean? It simply means that our percentage change in price is 40%. Now, II3 said we should calculate the coefficient of price elasticity of demand. We've been calculating percentage change in quantity demanded. We've been calculating percentage change in price. Now, in order for us to calculate the coefficient of price elasticity of demand, we are not going to be involving our formula. We are going to involve in a formula which is percentage change in demand. What is our percentage change in demand? Our percentage change in demand is 20%. Divided by percentage change in price. Our percentage change in price is 40%. So we have II3. Using the formula, our percentage change in demand is 20%. And our percentage change in price is 40%. So 20 divided by 40, which gives us, I think, about 0.5. But let's confirm about 0.5. So we have 0.5. That means the coefficient of price elasticity of demand is 0.5. Now, B said, from your answer, is demand elastic or inelastic? Is demand elastic or inelastic? Now, I said something. When we say demand is elastic, we are simply saying when a small change in price leads to a greater change in quantity demanded. And demand is inelastic when a large change in price leads to a small change in quantity demanded. And how do we know if demand is elastic? Demand is said to be elastic when it is greater than 1. And demand is said to be inelastic when it is less than 1. Demand is said to be unitary when it is equal to 1. Now we have that we've gotten our elasticity of demand to be 0.5, and 0.5 is less than 1. That makes our demand to be inelastic because it is less than 1. So we have that our BI1, we have it to be inelastic. And finally, our BII, how do you know this? Which is based on the explanation of inelastic demand. Why is our demand inelastic? Because it is less than 1, which simply tells us that an increase, which simply tells us that a large change in price leads to a small change in quantity demanded. Thank you very much, and see you in our next video.